Welcome to All Things Retreat Podcast. I'm Holly Porter, your host and CEO of Retreat R&R. With over 25 years of experience in designing transformative retreats, I'm here to share insights and inspiration to help you create extraordinary experiences. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, you'll find valuable ideas here. Enjoy the ride. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the show. We're happy to have you here and learn more things about all things retreat. My guest today is Sha Cannon. She's an award-winning fractional COO to an exclusive clientele of 6- and 7-figure CEOs. She uses her superpowers to position entrepreneurs to stop spinning their wheels and struggling to make their first 6 figures by showing them how to make money and create time freedom. Her freedom looks like living and working her business from anywhere in the world, starting in Belize, then also living as an expert in Mexico and Argentina. This year, she is headed for a year-long tour of Southeast Asia. She's been featured by Time's Next Advisor, Delta Airlines, Thrive Global, and more. Welcome to the show, Shay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
We're happy you're here too, because it's always great to have people be able to learn new things and new ways of doing things, because people have different ideas. And I love when they bring them to the show and can share that, and that they're willing to share and be vulnerable of the mistakes they've made, because it's so much easier to learn from somebody else's mistakes than keep making them yourself. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree, because that, to me, that's the hack, right? That's how you go forward faster. You get the information from someone who's done it, and now you're in a better position than you were trying to figure it out yourself. So yes, I agree.
100%. I always tend to think I have to figure everything out on my own. And I've learned in my 57 years on this planet that that's not always the best way to go. It seems like I have to make the mistake 3 times is my number for some reason. It's like, don't do that anymore. Just like learn from people, be willing to invest in programs and coaches and consultants to get you there faster, because in the end, the learning curve is going to be way better for you. So I love what you do, because I know we speak the same language.
Yes.
So I have a few questions I'll just ask you, and just let's have a conversation here, and then our listeners can listen in and pick through what's going to jive and what's not, and hopefully make some good decisions out of it.
All right.
All good?
Yes.
So the first question I have for you is, why is it important for entrepreneurs to consider retreats in 2025?
Well, let me tell you how this year in 2025, I'm going to say more than ever before, people are looking for more bang for their buck, right? So in-person events are going to be the pinnacle, but even higher than that is going to be giving them the experience of a retreat, right? Mm-hmm. So how I see it is, if you're having problems selling what it is that you sell, but you wrap it around in an experience that is also a retreat, fewer people can say no to that, right? So absolutely. Yes, for example, I have a retreat that is about, getting to your first 6 figures, and me creating this roadmap for you. Now, you can get this roadmap in any number of ways. You could take a course. You can have a strategy session, and I can do it for you. But what better way than for you to come to paradise in Mexico by the beach, and we do it here, and we relax, and we learn about how to get the revenue. Like, it's just top tier. So in 2025, when people are saying, oh, coaching is dying out, or courses are dying out, or all of this type of stuff, no, it's not. You just have to do more. What's dying out is not giving people an experience. So in 2025, you're going to have to add that edge, that experience that comes along with the thing they're actually paying for. So yes, absolutely. 2025 retreats, baby.
Well, since you're a coach, do you upsell at your retreat, or is your retreat your offer? Is that your?
So it depends, because my retreat actually has members of my higher course in it, or my higher program in it. However, anybody can come to the retreat. Anybody can. So I have people who are coming to get their roadmap refreshed, so they may already be in a higher program. And then I have people that this is their first time. And so, of course, getting a roadmap is great. It's the first step. but me walking alongside you, consulting and coaching as you pivot and have obstacles, that's the higher tier, and that is something that they can be sold into. But at the end of the day, if you just came and got the roadmap, your business is going to be better.
How long do you do these?
It Okay, I'm going to ask you the question, right? What do you mean by how long? Do you mean how
How,
long is the roadmap supposed to last? How long does
oh,
it
I'm
take?
sorry. How many days are your retreat? How long?
Oh yes. So I give a great theme of rest and revenue. So my retreats are 5 days and 4 nights. So the first night you come in is our welcome night. And we're gonna have everybody's gonna come in at their different times. We're all gonna have dinner together. We're gonna go back over, how this is gonna go. The next day it's a beach day. Okay, why is it a beach day first? Because I need you to rinse off home. I need you to rinse off kids. I need you to rinse off business, all of that stuff. And we're just at the beach. Okay, and then the next day is your six-figure day. And so on that day is the day we do your roadmap. But the following day, which is another full day, is like a photo shoot on the rooftop. And we go on the strip for the touristy stuff. They go to a fire show. They get a little local vibe here in Mexico. And then the next morning we do the goodbye breakfast, and people leave out at the different times. So
Yeah.
mine is all about rest and revenue as a theme, and it's very intentional that we work hard one day out of those 3 full days that we have together. And so I built it that way to go along with that theme.
Our company is called Retreat R&R, so I'm all about the R's.
Yes,
I
love
love
it.
that. So if you had one tip to increase success for those that are hosting retreats, what would that be? You probably have lots, but what's one?
I know, right? My one tip is don't forget to protect your energy, right? Because as a host of varying personalities, of varying people, with varying patience, and all these things, you're going to have to protect your energy so you can show up as your best. So my biggest tip is protect your energy. Now that can look like maybe you don't have breakfast with them, so that you're starting the morning intentional. You're getting yourself together. You're not in such a rush. That's one of the things that I did. I don't eat breakfast with them. They go and eat breakfast with each other, and then we get together at a specific time. Another thing could look like you end it at a certain time. Or it could be that you factor in that evening, kind of everybody just getting to know each other as part of you understanding I'm still working, right? And then
Yeah.
have it cut off so that you can get enough rest for the next day. So number
I
one,
love that for a little separation because you are
mhm,
the leader. You're
yeah,
there to help them learn and grow and teach them things. And I
right.
feel like if you just come as a girlfriend,
Hmm.
then that's a different level and they're paying you to learn something. So I love that you do that separation. I think that's really
Well, I'll
important.
tell you, Polly, they still want the girlfriend. They do. And
Yeah.
that's why I incorporate it, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of after dinner, we can all come to my room and you're going to get the girlfriend vibe. Because I understand that a part of what you're buying is me and the way that I
Absolutely.
speak, the way I make you feel, and the way that I teach you things. So I know that there's a certain level of girlfriend that you do want from me. And that's why I have it toward the end of the day. And we can have like the little happy hour in my room or whatever, but then the happy hour gets cut off at 10 o'clock, right? So
Yeah.
everybody knows that that's going to be from dinner to like maybe 8 to 10 will be, girlfriend time. So we can get to know each other on a deeper level.
I would say some of our listeners, most of our listeners are retreat leaders or aspiring retreat leaders. But
Hmm.
if you're somebody who's just checking things out, checking out retreats and how they're happening and how they work, or if you're new to that as a attendee, listen to some of these things because you'll want to know if you're going to a retreat. Maybe it is more of a business and play. Maybe it's all relaxation, yoga, whatever it is. Make sure that you're reading the fine lines and details of what you're going for because I do concierge service and sometimes people come and they think it's just a big party and they just want to be at the pool the whole time while we're in doing the sessions and the learning and the work of it. And it really disrupts the other attendees. The energy becomes off when that happens. And so just that's my tip for that is just to make sure you're including yourself. If you sign up to do something, I would hope you go and do it If not, go find that retreat or go find the girlfriends and just go on a girls trip, but really define what your why is and what your objectives are in going in the first place so that it doesn't disrupt other people's experience.
Very
But
true. And I'll tell
yeah.
you, sometimes people may be buying the experience of the location more so than what you're selling. And so we just have to make sure we're leaving, time in the itinerary for them to get that out of their system a little bit. Nobody wants, I'm gonna tell you, I used to be a runway model. And I have been to some places that I cannot say I've been to because I did not get to see it.
Oh,
We did the
same.
runway show and we were out of there. Like
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it. So yes, I've been to Milan, Italy, but I haven't been to Milan, Italy. So what we
Yeah.
don't want is for people to feel like they paid to go somewhere and experience somewhere, but you had them going from morning to night and they didn't get to experience the place. So I
I
would say
agree.
just make sure that there's time in the itinerary to let them do that. So when it's time to pay attention and get what they actually paid for, they can get that
Yes.
too.
I love that. And if we're talking international, I want to add, I would probably educate them. I like to do Zooms with the attendees beforehand so that they recognize each other a little bit and feel the vibe. And I would international definitely recommend them to go a day or two early or stay a day or two after because then they can experience what they want on their own as well, on top of being in a group setting, right?
Love it, love it.
Yeah. So how have retreats impacted your personal or your professional journey?
So, in my professional journey, the retreats are very much like that added icing on the cake, right? And like I said, being the leader of my brand, right? My name is in my brand. I
Mhm.
People are buying into me. Just allowing them to feel me and be in my presence in a different type of way has been so impactful. My person, you just got to be aware of your personality. And my personality is it's big, it's huge, it's very authoritative. So when I'm doing my morning show live or I'm doing coaching and things like that, I'm very authoritative. I'm very straight to the point. And do you understand? And do you have any questions? And oh, you didn't have any questions, but tell me how you're going to apply this. And so they don't always get to get the funny side of Shea or the more chill side of Shea. And so allowing myself to bring that forward during these retreats, it has made my tribe that much more of fanatical fans. And so now like this week, I've actually been off because I've been sick with the flu. My
Uh-huh.
tribe, at first I was only going to take off on Monday. My tribe was like, no, you go hard. Take the whole week off so that you can get better. And this is people that if I'm late to my morning show, they're inboxing. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Are you still in
Right.
Mexico? Do we need to call anybody? But they wouldn't feel as connected. I like that word,
Yeah.
connected. If we didn't have these experiences outside of just me being an authority.
Right. I love that. Yeah, that's really good. That and that bug going around is nasty. It kicked my
Yes.
trash for probably 7 to 10 days. I'm still like dragging for energy, so I get it. It
Yes.
was anyway, so I hope you feel better. So thanks for showing up for us today. I mean, sometimes we just have to do hard things as entrepreneurs and business owners and suck it up. But
Especially
I
when they're
thank you.
important and they're a part of your purpose and it allows
Yeah.
you to get your message out to more people. Like bite the bullet and get it done. So
Yeah, yeah, it lights me up too. I love to be guests on people's shows. Just it's a fun thing. You get to meet so many new people. So let's see. How have retreats impacted? Nope, we did that one. What do you think makes a retreat truly transformative for attendees?
ooh, one of the things I think that makes it truly transformative is when you're not just giving information, you're giving them time to process the information, and then you come back and you start asking them questions about application.
Mm,
That's been the most transformative thing I've added to my coaching,
yeah,
and just teaching anybody anything, right? Because it's nothing like thinking you got it until you sit down and you get ready to do it and you're like, I thought I had it, but now I feel like I don't know where to start. So I have made that a key component of when I'm teaching, I come back around and ask you, how are you going to apply it? If you were to sit down right now, how would you start? What problems do you see? Do you feel like you would have any obstacles to starting? Do you feel like you would have any obstacles to ending? So asking
Mhm.
about application, I think is hugely transformative because you're really getting into and focusing on the transformation when you do that.
Yeah, so true.
Mhm.
Well, let's talk about mistakes that retreat leaders make, and retreat hosts. I mean, they
Mhm.
happen, right? Especially when you're new and you're just doing your first few ones. What would you say are some of those mistakes, and how would you avoid them?
All right. So I have the benefit of I've planned retreats for clients and not just myself. So I've seen some stuff. I would say not having a contingency plan for weather is a mistake because we don't want to wish for the rain, but we want to have a plan for the rain, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to wish for people being uncomfortable or not participating as well, but we have to plan for our introverts or our
Mhm.
harder to please clients. So we have to have something in place for that. I think another mistake some retreat hosts make is you don't have enough support.
Yeah.
And so everything is on you. We need
Mhm.
support from the beginning, and we definitely need support when we are, on location, in place during the retreat, or else you're going to need a retreat from the retreat.
Yeah.
So,
What would you say is the ratio for that, in your
so
opinion?
I don't even feel like it's necessarily a ratio because you can have four people, but four people can have the personality of 20 people, of
So
50.
true.
So I don't think it's necessarily the people. I think it's going to be your exposure, your access, their access to you, I should say.
Hmm.
For example, when we had the photo shoot day, I basically had half the day off because I hired a creative director along with the photographer so that I didn't have to go out there and make you smile and this and that or whatever. And what I did was on our spa night the night before the photo shoot, I paid for the creative director to come on our spa night so that she can talk to the ladies and get to know them, get to know their personalities,
Yeah.
so she could better bring out in the pictures. I didn't have to do that. So
Love
I
that.
think it's about what is the access to you that's happening. Do you have other speakers or other people presenting or doing activities? Because sometimes that's an opportunity for you to take a rest. And let's
Hmm.
let's kind of plan for those in the schedule where you get a rest throughout.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes along with those, having those boundaries of maybe don't start the day with them and have a clear end point. But during the day, we don't want to wear ourselves out. So having support is going to be great. And
Yeah.
sometimes the location, picking your location may be a factor of how much support will they give you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So, I mean, and have you even asked what support would they be willing to give you? Because some people could have somebody that's assigned to you that can help with certain things. Or as you're doing certain things, you ask in this part of the retreat where it's yoga, is it okay that the yoga teacher take over and I not be a part of that yoga hour? So
Yeah.
support can be already at the location. You just haven't tapped into it.
I agree. I think when you're new, you don't know what you don't know.
I
So
don't.
listening to these podcasts, I think are going to be really important for you newbies out there because you'll learn something. There's so many tips from every experienced retreat leader that we will have on here, along with other types of guests as well. But I, the next question, actually, I'm going to take because it's stats. So I just did some new research,
Okay.
and this might surprise you as well.
Yes.
So retreats are not going away. There's in 2022, they generated $180 billion. And in 2032, just 10 years, they're projected to be 364 billion. That's a 101.6% increase in 10 years. So there you are. If you're thinking about retreats, or you're in the right space for sure. So I just wanted to throw that little stat out, but
Thank you.
not saying that correctly. Um, for somebody, let's talk to somebody that's a brand new, that's their first retreat. What would you say their focus and the most important thing maybe that they could do? One or two things.
So I would say the most important focus should be what is the transformation that the people are paying for?
Hmm.
Everything else is secondary. So I had a friend who had a retreat here recently, and she got bogged down in, trying to buy things for the swag bag, and I want them to go here and go there. Why are they there? Okay.
Yeah.
And some of the things that she was doing, so she's a Spanish teacher. She does, and so this was a Spanish immersion trip here in Mexico. So people were coming here to test their Spanish. But some
Oh,
of the things that she had planned were very touristy and would sequester them away from having to use Spanish. So I had to go
oh,
through her itinerary and was like, yeah, they're not here for that. They're not here
yeah,
for this and this, no. And then you need to add a little local feel. Whereas you're talking about the restaurant right here, that's on the tourist strip. Let's go 3 blocks over, and they're going to need Spanish. So we need to take them over here. So never forget the transformation they came for and the one that they actually paid for. Everything else
yeah.
is icing. Everything else is great. But if people leave with just what they paid for, they're going to be happy. But
Oh,
if you get
100%.
lost in other stuff, trying to, just the experience part and not the transformation that you promised, you're going to have a problem because people are going to think back and they're going to think, I paid all that money and I still don't know how to do, or I still can't do this, or I still don't have this. So, yeah,
Yes.
focus on the transformation they paid for.
That's such a great tip. Okay, one last question.
Okay.
What's one retreat experience that stood out to you the most and why?
Um, I think one retreat experience that stood out to me the most was when I was able to get into the local feel of it. And I'm always talking international stuff, right?
Right.
But this is the local feel of it. Even if it's not international, what local feel could be the people that are helping with the retreat. Right, I had time to get to know the yoga instructor. I had time to get to know, we had kind of the same waiters or support staff, and so we kind of got to know them, call them by name, that type of thing. So that could be a local experience, even though it may not be international. Just there's a localized, family, get to know you commonality to it, and I love that because it makes you feel like that is a part of this experience that I can't get when I leave here. It's a part of what I came here to experience. And so that has been one of the things that stuck with me, which is why I always add a local flavor to my own retreats. Because people appreciate being able to see something that they may not have seen just stuck
Yes.
in a resort or stuck in the hotel. They love that. When I took the ladies on the strip on the street and we walked all the way down in the fire show that was on the beach, I mean, this is nothing you have to pay for. It's just there at the same time on the weekend at night. And so they got to experience that. Take them
Yeah.
away from the hotel, the resort, if it's possible. Look, some resorts are isolated, but if it's possible, take them to a restaurant or a place somewhere away from
Yeah.
the place that you're staying so they can kind of feel something different. And I think that that adds to the experience, and it probably isn't even going to cost you that much more.
I think the two things that stand out for me in giving someone something is the story and the experience, because of
Yeah.
the two top things that they are going to love:
Yes.
something to talk about and something to do.
Yes.
Well, gosh, I know we could talk forever because there's,
Me too.
especially when you love what you do, it
Yes.
seems easy.
It does.
And I appreciate you coming on and spending your time. And I hope our listeners, I know, I'm sure there's lots of tips in here that they can pick up and use, whether you're an experienced or I learn every time. I've been in doing events and things for, oh gosh, 25 years or more. So I learn all the time from people. And I think that's important. But any last words of wisdom?
I guess my last word of wisdom would be also allow your retreat guests to get to know each other. It's
Yeah.
nothing like going somewhere and you're still tied to the people you met in that experience that had an experience and a transformation with you. So be intentional about allowing people to get to know each other when they're on these retreats. It's a hidden gem, a hidden plus. And so allow them to do that because I still have ladies that are in my tribe that the ones that were on the retreat together are way tighter and closer and more
Yeah.
supportive of each other than the other people who have not met in person at the retreats. So I would say that
Yeah.
would be my added thing.
Love that. That's a great way to end the show. All right, everyone. Don't forget, every Wednesday we drop a new show. So come back and join us and come and look at the old ones that we have up as well so that you can learn how to do all things retreat. Thanks, Shay, again. Bye for now. Thanks for joining us on this episode of All Things Retreat. We hope you're leaving with new ideas, fresh inspiration, and the motivation to take your retreats to the next level. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It helps us grow and reach more retreat leaders like you. And if you have any questions, topics you'd like us to cover, or just want to say hello, send us an email at info@weretreatrnr.com. Follow us on social media to stay connected and catch all the latest updates. Until next time, remember, great retreats start with great intentions. Let's make them extraordinary, one step at a time.